my first recording session. Hey, I'm Big Ed. I've been making records for 32 years. I was an artist, I've been a songwriter, I've been a producer, I've been a bandmate. If you have any questions about the record business, I'm here for you. So my first recording session. Back then, I was asked, I had never recorded anything, not even at home, like demos or anything. I just wrote songs and, remembered them and played them live. I was playing some clubs, but I was asked to contribute to a compilation record that was being made. And I was really excited. It was quite an honor. So, I was up for it. And I knew my songs backwards and forwards. But here's the part that could be useful to you in your career. I went in, real recording studio with really good musicians in New York, and it was live to 2-track. Everybody who was contributing was going live to 2-track all on this day, one right after the other. You'd step in and then the next person would go and the next person. So when my turn came, I was ready. But it was a perfect take. Everybody was playing amazing. I had never heard one of my songs perform so great. It was like, wow, this is great. And the take got messed up. But you know who messed it up? Me. I was the one who messed it up. And you know why? Because I got so enthralled with how great it sounded that I lost my place after the first chorus. I was like, am I at the second verse or am I at the bridge? I literally lost my place. I just got caught up. Now, that can happen really easily when you're so in, because it wasn't that I wasn't focused. I was in the moment. I was in that song. But the skill you need to learn, and it is a skill and it takes time if you're going to record your music professionally, is you have to learn that you're part of the ensemble and you have to hold up your piece of it or it falls apart. You can't get so wrapped up in your own song or the performance or how good it sounds to not know where you are. I made a video a while back about know where you are at all times. This pertains to that. This is the same type of thing. I got so into it, I lost my place, and everybody was noticeably bummed because it was a really good take. Now, we did another take right away and we got through that one, but I'm here to tell you that take wasn't as good as the first one. It was fine. Probably nobody else would know the difference, but we knew the difference and it was my fault. So the skill is you're part of the ensemble. You have to be a rock because everybody else is a professional, hopefully, and they're holding up their end. Think of it as like a circle. And we were sitting in a circle, in fact, on this day. And if one piece of that circle is off or drops out, somebody else has to pick it up to fill in that hole. But if you're the singer and you're playing the rhythm part and everybody's following you because nobody knew the song before that day, it's going to fall apart. So how do you do that? Well, what you do is you have to think like a meter, right? Like you have to think like, like a time clock. I know it sounds weird and it may be kind of unusual for a lot of people, but you have to think like the ticking of like whatever tempo it is. You have to kind of unconsciously have that at all times. Yes, you're tapping your foot, but you can tap your foot on and off the clock, right? It's not always like precise. So you have to practice and get used to being a rock on that clock and tapping and being accurate and driving it. And yes, it can move. A lot of classic recordings move, speed up, slow down a little bit, but it speeds up and slows down together as an ensemble because the person driving it, think like those old Dylan records, which were recorded live where he was playing. They were following him. If he drops out, the take drops out. So you have to be the metronome, right? You can speed up and slow down, but you have to be the metronome, and you need to have that in the back of your head. You don't want to be thinking about it all the time, or you'll lose your place as well, right? Right. So this is where you have to develop this skill. It's part of being a professional musician and part of being a performer, that you have to have that metronome in your head without having it cloud or interfere with your performance, and just get used to being the clock and have everybody follow you. And that's a skill I wish I had that day, but you can bet I developed it eventually. And I'm telling you, it'll be really, really handy in your career.